Hey, what's up, guys? I'm enthused, an educator on the strength trading system, and welcome to our weekly Bitcoin and Ethereum deep dive. Now, before we get going, I'd like to point out that we are live streaming daily. If you click this little tab right here, you can see that we have a live stream every morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This morning's stream was fantastic. This was one of the most educational streams we had, thanks to the great questions from the viewers. So let's go ahead and move on to Bitcoin on Bitstamp on the monthly time frame. And we know as long as price on a candle closing basis maintains this monthly 12-period exponential moving average, we maintain the monthly uptrend, which Bitcoin has maintained since May of 2020. Now, if we zoom in, we can see that December just closed, and December closed significantly above the 12-period exponential moving average, about $46,100, right? And as long as Bitcoin in the month of January holds around $44,500, we're going to maintain the monthly uptrend. Now, we do have a few red flags on the higher time frames. If we look at our relative strength index down here, we have major bearish divergence from the prior high, monthly high, to the monthly candle close higher high, and that is a 20% bearish divergence. We also have to pay attention to the MACD, and the MACD has the histogram ticking down significantly on the monthly time frame, and we have what looks like an imminent bear cross of the 12 and 26 period moving averages on the MACD. So certainly something we need to pay attention to here. All right, let's go ahead and go back to our chart. Let's take a look at our levels. Back to the chart. Here we go. Back to the chart. What is going on here? All right, there we go. All right, so we're back to the chart. Let's take a look at our monthly levels. Let's go ahead and check out our object tree, and we can see that if we zoom into the weekly time frame, that Bitcoin is in a monthly uptrend, and Bitcoin is also in a weekly uptrend. And we have these weekly levels marked in yellow, and these arrows indicate a series of 3 weekly higher lows. Now, this does look very bear flaggy on the weekly time frame. Another cautionary tail. This is looking very bear flaggish on the weekly. Let's go ahead and tweak this a little bit. Tweak this up a little bit. Going into monthly 12 period or weekly 12 period exponential moving average. So if we hide our drawings here, we can see that the weekly 12 period exponential moving average in blue is potentially providing resistance. So the bulls need to be cautious here on the higher time frames and potentially pump the brakes. Let's go ahead and erase that bear flag right now. Let's take a look at our daily levels. Our current daily levels, zoom into the daily time frame. We have our daily higher low and our daily higher high, and we maintained the daily higher low. So this was $45,572 on Bitstamp, and on December 31st, we maintained $45,655. So we had about a marginally higher low on the daily time frame. Now, one thing I want to point out too, if we had our drawings and zoomed out just a little bit, especially in the monthly time frame, we could see that we talk about in our live stream today, we talked about volume quite a bit, right? And if you look at this dotted line here is our average volume, and we can see that really since January of 2021. So basically a year, we've had significantly below average volume on the monthly time frame, and we've also had very below average volume on the weekly time frame since also a year ago, right? So we need to be cautious, and as bulls on the higher time frame. So let's go ahead and go to our Binance chart, the chart that we use the most on our green list here. Let's go ahead and click Bitcoin. Let's start on the 4-hour time frame. Let's go ahead and take a look at our drawing. So this past month, we've been very, very on top of the Bitcoin price on our daily live streams, right? So if we look on the 4-hour time frame, if we go from our weekly higher low on September 22nd and we swing high to low in our Fibonacci retracement, let's take a look at our isolated range, right? We could see that after the all-time higher high, the capitulatory December 4th low was $42,000, realizing our 88% retracement target on the long side, right? So this target's been realized, right? Then we bounce and we print a 4-hour dynamic candlestick pattern that transitions from a descending triangle to a falling wedge. We get the bull break into 4-hour 200 EMA resistance, right? So the step number one, we always look left for clues, right? So step number one was getting over this. We can see that the 1 hour 200 EMA was resistance, resistance, resistance. We get over the 1 hour 200 EMA, flip it to support, and then we know the most likely scenario is that we're going to find resistance at the 4 hour 200 exponential moving average, right? This has been brick wall resistance on Bitcoin since November 15th, right? Many instances of 4 hour 200 EMA resistance. And the people in our trading group, we identify bull and bear markets by dynamic 4 hour 200 EMA support or resistance, which translates into any times Bitcoin is below the 4 hour 200 EMA, we are bearish, right? So if we take our 4 hour trading range, which is the $69,000 all time high to the December 4th, $42,000 capitulatory low, we take a look at our Fibonacci isolated trading range right here, and we know that the most likely scenario, if we cannot get above and close above the 38% retracement on this swing high to this swing low, that the most likely scenario is that we're going to go to pivot lower lows. So as long as price resides below this level, the most likely scenario is not only to attack the $42,000 pivot low, but potentially attack the prior weekly higher low at $39,600, right? So if you guys are longing, and there's been lots of bullish divergence lately on the low to mid-range timeframes, be cautious. Now we could look is on the first pullback, right? We kissed the prior trend line on the falling wedge style pattern and found some support. We had a shallow bounce. Now, if we take a look at our hourly trading range, our hourly trading range is going to be the high at $52,088 down to the low at $45,500 and $45,456, right? That's our hourly trading range. Now, if we take our swing high to low to the ultimate hourly low at $45,678, we can see that we printed a marginally higher low. If we take our Fibonacci retracement range, let's take a look at our isolated range. We have a secondary 38% Fibonacci rejection, right? Super, super bearish right now as far as the rejection level. So let's go ahead and hide to that 32% retracement. We can see that it's somewhat confluent with this 1 hour 200 period exponential moving average, right? So this 1 hour 200 exponential moving average, if we look left for clues, the same thing has to happen that happened here on December 20th. Price needs to get up and over the 1 hour 200 EMA, pull back, find backtest, hold support, and then push up back up to the 4 hour 200 EMA, which still resides below this macro trading range at $52,270. So I want everybody to keep in mind we're seeing some major bullish divergence. We see the 4 hour time frame. We have a primary low, secondary lower low, and dramatic bullish divergence. We're seeing this on Bitcoin and a lot of the other alternative coins right now. Keep in mind, if you're longing, you are trading against the trend. We have a series of lower highs, which is a downtrend right now. So if we zoom in a little bit, we know that the 1 hour 200 EMA's resistance, we had a little bit of what looked like an hourly equilibrium pattern that is still kind of trying to make up its mind that to break out or bear break. We had a little bull fake out here. We could see that, right here was our original equilibrium hourly pattern, broke bull, found 1 hour 200 EMA resistance. And all we do is we can simply redraw our trend lines. I like to use the hourly candle close. And now we have this much more space to see which way this range is going to break, right? So on a bull break, we know that the most likely scenario is a lower high relative to this high. I would be anticipating 4 hour 200 EMA resistance. If we look at the current 4 hour 200 EMA and take a look at our Fibonacci swing high to low, we'll see if this is confluent with any targets, right? And we've also seen a lot of confluence daily with the 78% retracement. So we can see that the 4 hour 200 EMA is dipping into this golden pocket region here, right? So this, if we extrapolate out this 4 hour 200 EMA in a bull break, right, we get up and over the 1 hour, potentially find resistance right here on the next bull rip at around $49,844 to $49,640. Okay, so that's what we are looking at on Bitcoin this week. Let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. Let's go ahead and start on the 4 hour time frame. So we have the weekly levels marked in yellow. So the high is $4,868. The capitulatory weekly higher low on December 4th is $3,503, right? So if we want to look at a relevant swing high to low trading range, we're going to take our Fibonacci retracement, swing high to low here, take a look at our isolated range to get more information on what the most likely or least likely scenario is, right? So price did get up and find resistance at the 50% retracement. This is bearish. A 50% rejection means that it is more likely than less likely for price to retest the pivot lows. You can see that on this swing high to low that we've realized our 88% retracement target. I'll go ahead and showcase that. Here's our full swing low to high Fibonacci retracement range, and price has realized our 88% retracement right here. So if we zoom into the 1 hour time frame, so before we do that, we could see that our 4-hour trading range would be $4,150, confluent with the 50% rejection right here. We can see that we're getting 4-hour 200 EMA rejections just like Bitcoin. And if we look down here, also just like Bitcoin, let's go ahead and hide our drawings for a minute. We have a low, a marginally low, lower candle close low, and we got major bullish divergence right here on the relative strength index. This is a 15, so we got from, what is this, 19 to 34%, a 15% bullish divergence between this low and this double bottom marginally lower low. That is a lot of bullish divergence. What we're seeing here on the mid-range time frames is it looks like price is attempting to print a local low. It does not mean it is the low that potentially could lead to a shallow bounce into dynamic resistance. So like Bitcoin, if we get a bull break out of this Ethereum sort of ascending triangle sort of pattern, which I've got drawn here in blue, right? We have a measured move target from the bull break, and these typically happen in threes, where you have a bear touch. Here's your final bull touch, final bull touch, and a bull break. And we have 3 bear touches down here. You typically see a bull rip, back test of the trend line, and then a takeoff if this is an ascending triangle. And we're anticipating dynamic 4-hour 200 EMA resistance on the first back test to resist the price, right? So just like Bitcoin, we want to zoom into the 1 hour time frame. We can see that the 1 hour time frame is currently providing resistance to Ethereum. We have a high and a candle close lower high. Step number 1 for Bitcoin and Ethereum on the hourly time frame, and this chart is starting to look sloppy, is get up and over this 1 hour 200 period exponential moving average, and what matters is the pullback. If we find 1 hour 200 EMA support, we are anticipating a push up to the 4 hour 200 EMA and potentially to find resistance on the first back test. And if we want to take a look at our Fibonacci isolated range from this pivot high to this pivot low in the 4-hour time frame, we're going to go ahead and look at our isolated range. Is there any confluence with 4-hour dynamic 200 EMA resistance? Let's take a look. So right here, if price gets here, visually speaking, we're either going to get into the golden pocket range right here, right? If this moving average continues to come down, or potentially the 78% retracement. So we do live streams every day. We've been on top of the price. I'm seeing lots and lots of confluence with the 78% retracement on both the bull and bear side. I would not have any more, personally, I would not have any more bullish targets than that region. And that's what we're looking at for our Bitcoin and Ethereum deep dive this week, guys. If you guys like our channel and want to support our content, please check out our links below. We do have a Discord trading group, and we do stream live daily. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We will see you all on the next one.